Yeah, first of all, like if you can tell me like how was your experience in terms like the problem which you were facing, like you have a brand and you wanted someone to work for you as a branding and then
Mhm,
go for the website design and development, and you chose us after a couple of calls with me. So
mhm.
what was your experience with our team, as we are in different time zones as well, but how was your experience? And yeah.
Yeah, so to just introduce myself a bit, my name is Elisa de la Paz, and I recently started working on my latest brand, Relax with Elisa. And I've done brands in the past. I've even done digital marketing myself in the past. So I was feeling like, because this one's very personal, this brand, I was feeling a bit particular about how I went about doing my branding and creating things like my logo and my website. And it took some time actually, because I think I mentioned to you in the beginning that I was working with someone else initially, and it didn't really work out because the communication, and as I mentioned, it's a very personal brand of mine. So I really wanted to do it right the first time. And when I connected with you, it was kind of happen chance because it was a connection through LinkedIn. And I just kind of opened up to LinkedIn. So I was a little reluctant in the beginning. But after, meeting with you and then hearing your process and how you work with your team and everyone, I felt very reassured by that because I'm really one for communication. And yeah, I felt like from the beginning, I felt quite connected and it felt like a great idea. And then the more that time passed and I worked with you all and I got to see the way your team kind of functions together, and it seems like there's a quite a nice integration with everyone, because there's like this, like how we did the WhatsApp group, everyone comes together and there's this like-minded environment, and everyone is working to support that end state. And that to me was really important. Like I like to work in a team. So yeah, it's been a great experience, and I would say that the dialogue has been really good as well. Like if I reached out about something or I needed assistance with something, even if it was outside of the line of work that we were, focusing on, I always had support from you all, and that I really appreciated. Um, it gave me a lot of peace of mind because, as I mentioned, this was something very personal to me. And not only that, I'm a solo entrepreneur. So a lot of times I did things on my own and I would just kind of figure it out. So it was really nice to like finally have, people to work with that really understood what it was that I was wanting to achieve.
Yeah, so I remember like you did something with someone earlier for the logo and website, and you were very, very devastated and sad about they
Right.
just started working and nothing has been worked for you, and you were very sad about that. Like, I want to get it through, but something is not happening. The people who connect, they show something else and they do deliver something else. So yeah, it's nice to
Yeah.
hear that. So
Yeah.
now, so if we talk about the branding part which we did for you, like it took quite a long time. So I want to know from your side, like for the designers who has worked with you, like Swati, how was your
Mhm.
experience with the branding part, especially for your logo and identity?
For branding, I would say I appreciated Swati because I could tell she was understanding of what it was I was looking for, even if I wasn't really clear or understanding myself what it was. She was able to kind of pick up on the feel of the brand and what it was that I wanted to portray to people. And she took that information and was able to turn it into something physical. And that was really cool to witness, because what we came out with was not even like what I could have expected, but I really appreciate it and I love it. And she was just very patient throughout, because there were moments where I was like kind of jumping around and going back
Yes.
and forth. And she just seemed like so understanding of all of it. And anytime I had any requests or any specific questions, you all were following through very quickly. So I appreciated that for sure.
So, do you think like whatever the goals you had in mind before working with us in terms of branding and website, those were accomplished?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And I learned so much along the process too that I'm
Yeah.
sure in like 6 or 12 months time I'll be coming back like, okay, we need to do this or we need to change that. Because there's so much I'm aware of now that I wasn't in the beginning of all of this.
I think Nitin has also like worked a lot with you in terms of Google Sheet. So you now understand when he says like what is section, what is a button, what exactly is the font. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. So what would you say to someone who is considering to work with us, and why you will what you say like if you have to recommend us, like what it will be?
Yeah, for sure. I actually had this opportunity when someone reached out to me about a landing page. I immediately recommended your team, and I'll just kind of mention what I said to her, which was that I felt very like I had so much peace of mind working with you all and a lot of trust that what it was that I wanted to focus on was being prioritized. And when I went to her, or when we had this discussion, I mentioned the dynamic that you all have of like really synchronizing with each department so that nothing is getting left out. There isn't any gaps. Like the web designer is right there next to the logo designer, and those things make things a lot easier and more seamless. And this is a point I made to her in terms of communication as well, and like having everybody on the same page.
Yes,
So
yes.
I would highly recommend it for sure.
Thanks a lot. So anything else you want to like add on, and so we can end this?
Mm, just I'm just feeling really grateful for your patience and the team, their patience, because I know it did kind of go through a few waves, and throughout you all were just and I really appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, I definitely recommend you all for sure.
Yeah, because our time zones are different, but I think a team captured it a lot beautifully through the WhatsApp group and the email and everything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So thanks for the testimonial, Eliza, and yeah, thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time today.